The first well. Once, there was a beautiful kingdom around a lake. In summer days, there was no rain and the lake dried up. People grew anxious and went to the king. The king decided to go in search of water. After several days, he reached the ice-cold mountain. There, he saw an old woman. The king told her about the dried lake in his kingdom. The old woman gave him a big piece of icicle and said, "With this, your kingdom will always have water." The king took the icicle and rode off to his kingdom. By the time he reached his kingdom, the big icicle had become a small lump of ice. No one in the kingdom had ever seen the ice before. They called the ice water seed. The king ordered the farmers to dig a hole and plant the seed. When the seed was placed in the hole, it melted and vanished. The farmers dug the hole deeper and deeper in search of the water seed all night. But the farmers couldn't find the water seed. Tired, they all fell asleep. Next morning, the king came and saw the farmers sleeping. He peeped into the hole and shouted with joy, "The seed has sprouted!" There was water in the hole. This is how the first well was created. Moral of the story: hard work pays off. The Fox and the Stork. Once, a fox and a stork were good friends. One day, the fox invited the stork for dinner. When the stork reached there, the table was already laid. The stork was disappointed to see the soup served in shallow dishes. "I have made this delicious soup myself. Enjoy your meal," said the fox. The stork could not have any soup as the dish was too shallow. But the fox easily lapped up all the soup. "You don't seem to be hungry. Can I have your soup too?" asked the fox. The poor stork did not say anything. She went home hungry. 1 week later, the stork met the fox in the jungle. The stork invited the fox for lunch at her house. When the fox went to the stork's house, he smelled the delicious fish stew. The stork served the stew in long and narrow pitchers. This time, the stork happily enjoyed the stew with her long bill, and all the fox could do was to lick the outside of the pitcher. The fox realized that the stork made him learn a bitter lesson. Moral of the story: one bad turn begets another. The Fox Cubs and the Lion. Once, there was a fox family who lived deep in the woods. One morning, Father Fox left for work, leaving the cubs with Mother Fox. In the afternoon, Mother Fox also needed to go out. She asked the cubs to bolt the door from inside. She instructed them to open the door only when she called out their names: Max, Cooper, and Bella. The cubs closed the door as Mother Fox left. None of them knew that a lion hiding nearby had heard everything. A little while later, the cunning lion called out, "Max, Cooper, Bella." The cubs heard their names but could not recognize the voice. They were confused, so they did not open the door. The neighboring wolf family heard the lion's voice and got alarmed. They called out to the smart monkey for help. The fox cubs were in danger. The smart monkey came up with an idea. He searched for a big broken branch of a tree. Whack, whack, whack went the smart monkey with the big branch. He chased the cunning lion out of the jungle. Mother fox and father fox thanked the smart monkey and the neighbors. Moral of the story: know your neighbors. They always help when needed.
The helping hand. Ouch! Mama Heron hurt her wing and leg on the barbed wire. Mama Heron cried for help. "I'm hurt. I can't get back home to my children." But no one stopped to help. Soon, a small kid, Oliver, came riding on his bike and saw Mama Heron. He said, "I will help you." Quickly, he cut the wire and released her. The next day, Oliver's mother sent him to the shop to buy bread for supper. On the way, he stopped to play with his friends in the pond. When Oliver went towards the shop, he could not find money in his pocket. It was lost. Oliver was sad and started crying. "Why are you crying, Oliver?" Mama Heron asked. Oliver said, "I lost the coins Mom gave me to buy bread. We shall have no supper now." "I will help you," said Mama Heron. Mama Heron's sharp eyes saw the coins shining in the water. She took out the coins and gave them to Oliver. "Thank you, Mama Heron," said Oliver happily. Moral of the story: if you help others, they will also help you.
The King's Portrait. Once there was a kingdom ruled by a kind king. But the king had only one leg and one eye. His palace had beautiful portraits of his ancestors. The kind king wanted a beautiful portrait of his too. But he felt that no one could make his portrait beautiful. One day, the king announced a big reward for making his portrait. But no one came forward to draw the portrait. The king was disheartened. Finally, an old painter agreed to make his portrait. The old painter drew the king's portrait. The king was anxious, and so were the courtiers. Everyone in the palace was curious. When the old painter revealed the portrait, everyone was amazed. The king was sitting on a horse, showing only one leg. His one eye was closed while aiming the arrow. The overwhelmed king rewarded the old painter. Moral of the story: look at the positive side of every situation. The Lion and the Hare. In a dense forest,
There lived a notorious lion who killed many animals every day. One day, all the animals gathered under a big banyan tree for the meeting. They came up with an idea and went to meet the lion. The animal said, "Please stop hunting. We will send you an animal every day." The lion agreed happily. One animal was sent to him for his meal every day. Months rolled on. One day, it was the turn of a hare. The hare made a plan and took a little longer to reach the lion. The lion was angry. He asked the hare why he was so late. The hare said, "While coming, a lion jumped out from a ditch and started chasing me. I just escaped," he added. "Another lion in the jungle? Show me. I will finish him right now," the lion roared. The hare took him to a well. The lion peeped in and saw his own shadow in the water. He thought it to be another lion. Roaring, he jumped into the well to kill his own shadow. The foolish lion got drowned. All the animals celebrated the occasion. Moral of the story: wisdom can win over might.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.